So I've been noticing a little bit of a trend lately, and it seems like people are avoiding Verdun Heights a little bit more. I'm not necessarily going to say they don't like Verdun Heights. I think people just prefer Fort de Vaux and other maps more. But I think there's a little bit of disdain for Verdun Heights just because of how the game plays or how the map plays, essentially. So I'm here to help you guys out, give you guys a little bit of tips of what I do to help make Verdun Heights more playable, more enjoyable, and how you can win on this map. So for starters here, you want to push to C at the very beginning of the game. Even better if you get your whole squad to push C at the very beginning of the game. I see a lot of people instantly want to push A instantly at the very beginning of the game, and that's really not necessary. You can need like 1 or 2 guys can easily cap A. So it's not necessary for you to do that. You get such a head start by capping C as soon as you can. Secondly, you have the Trench Raider kit there, so that I think that it's far more valuable than if you're to go and try to cap D instantly. I rarely see people on the other side try to go down and cap B instantly, mainly because the new update had the beginning spawns not balanced very well. So if you spawned by A, you were more likely to get to C quicker than you were if you spawned by E. So it's way more valuable if you were to try to cap D, or if you try to cap B if you're spawning on the other team. Mainly because the Trench Raider kit, even if you aren't able to get it, at least you could stop the enemy team from getting it, which is huge, because I think I've rarely ever started with grabbing the Trench Raider kit and not been able to hold off C for the very beginning and capping C. So I find that extremely valuable. Even if you don't want to grab it yourself, at least stop the enemy team from grabbing it, or at least give your teammates a chance to grab it. Now what I like to do at the beginning of the game is, if I'm coming by from A, I'm just going to throw some dynamite up here right by the entrance door. I'm a little more hesitant now in doing that, considering the fact they did change the spawns. So I do spawn further away from C, so the time of me getting there will be just about the exact same time as they should. So as you can see, I blasted right there, and I heard them a little bit pushing back. I sometimes get kills, I sometimes don't. At least it deters them from pushing all the way through. That's of course using just the assault class. As you can see, this is one of the rare snipers that do come out, and they do try using a flare to spot out, so he did a very good job on that. But the fact that they were not able to at least get there in time, someone pushed from behind, which just gave me just an easy range to get the Trench Raider kit, and now I'm going to be able to completely control C for a good amount of time now. So if you're spawning by E now, I'm going to show you guys a better way of capping this. So luckily in that last video, this is one of the rare incidents where I had an enemy team actually use a flare. So if you're a sniper class, please man, use your flares. It's such a big thing to help at the very beginning. So as you can see, they're already pushed here. I pushed here too. I'm going to go up from behind. My teammate just threw down a flare. Now I know where they're at. Now I'm behind them. There's nothing they could do. Had some of my teammates help push too. We were able to grab at the 102 mark. Now they still have the flare up. Obviously, you know what's going to end up happening at the end here. I'm easily going to take these guys out, and we're going to control C now. So here's another one where I'm pushing again down from E. So I'm going to run around here, and you're going to see a big mistake that they're going to make. Now, I didn't do this when I was pushing from A, just because I knew that they weren't going to be able to make it underneath in time to creep up from behind me. But I mean, I came in C and I throw dynamite, and I know they're spawned right. They're just sitting cramping right by the crate. So I don't even have a flare to even see, but I instantly know where they're going to be at. So, and now this guy's in trouble. You can shoot me as much as you want. He's dead. So I mean, if you see someone on top, it's not that big of a deal. You want to control the bottom, but the longer he's up top and the longer it is to the minute 02 mark before you can get the Trench Raider kit, you want to be very careful by just camping by that crate, because obviously I know where you're going to be at when you're underneath there. So at least keep in mind that if they didn't come down that door when you're first camping by that door, if you're spawned by A, right, and you're working down to C, and you threw the dynamite or whatever you want to do to try to hold off that door, if you see the ticker mark and you know they're on there and they didn't come to that door, you want to keep in mind that they might try to flank you from behind. That's only happened to me one time so far since I have been playing on Verdun Heights, which is shocking. But mainly probably because it was difficult. Like I said before, they did change the spawn. So, like I said, that A spawn has been changed, so it's further back now. Before, you could be able to get at C much quicker than you could if you were coming down from E. But now that it is changed, that option is available now, and you will probably see people use it more. So just keep that in mind, that people, if they don't come down that hallway from C, that they could easily flank you from behind as well. Now, I'm pretty sure this incident here was pre-patch, so it took me a little bit longer to get to C, or they got to C a little bit quicker, technically. Again, I'm going to push up from here from behind. And again, they're camping right by there, so I'll just take one out. I did miss a second one, though, and died, so of course he's obviously going to grab it. So the one thing you want to do is make sure you have at least your bayonet equipped on your gun. Very easy way to take it out. I know he's there. I have the opportunity. My teammates are on there. I'm already in there. Right when I spawn my teammate, I don't waste any time. Just go straight for him. I mean, it's really that simple. So. I mean, you could be that guy who wants to, when you lose C, you want to maybe go push B if you spawn by E. Or if you spawn by A and you lost C, you want to go push D. That, you know, is debatable. You know, it's not the end of the world if you want to go do that. I do still think trying to take the Trench Raider kit out is the best. If your mindset was to go for the Trench Raider kit, at least try to stop it then from them using it. You know, I mean, that's if you want to win, you know, that's just really the question of it. You know, if people are more concerned about KD, or if people are more concerned about, capping territories, you know, to me, I'm just concerned about winning. So regardless if I have a high score count or whatever, I'm just concerned about how to win the game. So in this video, it's just about how to win the game. And in my opinion, if you want to, you know, do good on this map, you're going to want to, if they grab the Trench Raider kit, you're going to want to take it out. I wouldn't leave it to my teammates unless you're communicating and you have a good squad and you know they're going to handle it. I would instantly go put a bayonet down and I would just go charge in there and take the enemy guy out. Okay, so let's say, you know, worst case scenario out of all that, you don't cap C. So if you don't cap C, the two areas you want to make sure that you have control over is, you can see there on the right side, right by C, you see my teammates all dying there. So all my teammates are pushing there from B, as you can see. Look at them go from B. But look at the other side of C. Nobody there. No one there at all. It's so open that you can see two red dots already pushing down, and they're going to come around and cap A. It's just, you cannot let that happen. If you die once, twice, and you're seeing all your team just being bunched up in that area, you want to make sure you control the other side completely. You want to be pushing that other side. This is what makes this map miserable for people, is they don't really realize they're all getting bunched up and they're dying, and the enemy team's holding them off on that one area, and then they're flanking on the other side. The moment they've lost C, if you lose those other two sides, you're done. So now that I'm holding down D, the one place I do know they're going to spawn is if I'm coming from E, which is what I did, or it's coming from A, excuse me, and I push down to D, they're going to spawn right down there, right past the door. They're going to spawn all the way down there by this little, trench area right down there in front of me. That's usually where they're going to spawn. So I'll just throw a piece of dynamite right by their stairs, because they're going to run right past me in that area, and they're going to, go down the stairs, and I'll blow them up with the dynamite. This is kind of a little fun thing I do just sometimes, really, because they do it so many times. Now, it's not necessarily foolproof. I mean, anyone like me, if I'm doing that, I'm running down that area, I'm going to throw a stick of dynamite by that door and make sure no one is there camping by that door. But, I mean, there's just so many people are so predictable, So even if it fails you one time, it seems like basically 9 out of 10 times or 8 out of 10 times I can get away with that, so. Okay, now I'm going to show you the other side of it if I'm playing on the other team. So here we're capping D, and I'm instantly pushing my way out because I know they're going to spawn right there. So if they have a chance to spawn, they're going to start spawning right outside there, right by that trench, and I'm going to do everything I can to try to hold it off. Sometimes I'll stay by the door as well too, like I did in the last clip, where they'll run right past me. But in this case, I had a lot of teammates there, and when you have a lot of teammates around you, they're gonna throw grenades and such in there, and you're gonna get killed by that by those grenade damage. So I push my way out just to get up ahead, and I'm able to get all the guys who are trying to spawn and push in that general area there. And so now by being able to do that, by being able to hold down D now if I'm in this situation here, and we have, I mean, we're kind of struggling to get F and D. But if I'm in the situation here now, this is where I'm going to start pushing all the way down, past D. I'm going to skip C, and I'm going to work my way all the way down to A. So that's just the other approach of how to do it if you're spawned on the other side of the team. And that's just what I like to do. I find, again, that it's able to open up the map again, and gives my team a different positions to spawn at. We don't get so caught up and, you know, being constrained in those kill boxes that can very much prevail on this map. Okay, now moving on to if you're trying to cap B. Now this comes from the position if you're trying to cap B and you spawn at the very beginning of the game by E. If you got a teammate on B there, they're going to spawn right by those ruins. So unfortunately I get a little bit distracted by this guy over here, so I'm not able to make it to the ruins in time. And by that I kind of just miss a lot of shots here, so I'm not quite as able to help my team out a lot. But the point is still given right there, that this is where all they're spawning at. So if you can get to these ruins quick enough and you get yourself posted up there, you can do a lot of damage and help your team out by controlling that general zone and where all they're spawning at right there. Here's a better clip of trying to control B here. So I mean, we basically gotten the game one here, but you'll see a better example of heroes trying to control B. So I mean, we got B. I know they're spawning back on this little ruins over here. And I'm just able to, you know, just blast away, just able to control it a lot better. You know, if the game would have kept going, we definitely would have capped B over here. Just able to completely hold it down. They're all going to spawn out over here. You'll hear more about to come. Yeah, sure, they're going to push you. You probably will die eventually because they're all going to keep spawning there. But I mean, you're gonna hold off so many people and give your teammates just a better chance of capping it. All right, so swapping to the other team's perspective, if you spawn by A and you're trying to hold down B. If you're trying to cap B, let's say, they're all going to spawn to the general area where I'm at right here. So that's why you find these guys in this general area, because when they're spawning on B, they're spawning right there. So as you see, I'm going to cap B here, and you're going to see guys and try to come up and I'm able to take them out. So, you know, just generally be in that area I'm looking at. You know, and right when I notice I have teammates that are coming, I'm going to start pushing myself out here, over here, get up over on this cliff, watch around. Fortunately, I get majority of my team shows up, so we're able to quickly cap B, so we can prevent any more spawns from happening. Okay, let's talk about flanking for a little bit. So as much as this is important, you know, if you can't control C, you're having a hard time controlling C, that you're going to want to push to the very opposite side of the enemy's you know, territories. You know, try to cap an E or an A, but just as much as you want to do that, you want to be aware of flanking as well too. So you get those congested points like we have in this situation where my team's trying to push up, they're having a hard time over there where they're coming by B. Flanking it is such a helpful tool, and if you're in a game and you know, maybe the option of you running down to the other side of the the other side of the enemy's territory and capping one of their bases like A or E, and that doesn't work, try flanking. Try pushing through. I mean, really all you have to worry about is some snipers here and there. If you take the right path, and if they don't see you, you're in good shape. But you know, you're gonna see in this situation here. You know, some people would like try to go cap B. I'm not gonna try to cap B. I'm behind everyone. They have no idea I'm here. You know, only people are gonna, if I can start killing them as quick as I can, you know, and I'm opening up all this huge territory right here. Even this guy like turns around, tries to heal his teammate, has no idea that I'm right there, and I'm clearing out this whole way. So now my whole team's able to now push up. So finally here, just moving over to places like A and E. I mean, if you're not familiar with like many spawn points where you think the enemy might even come from, because not necessarily just because you know the spawn point means they're going to be there, but the little tricks I like to do is just dropping dynamite in certain key areas, and then if I feel like they might come in that area, I'll blow the dynamite, and if I hit them, I get the kill. Great. If I don't get the kill, hey, at least I know where they're not at, right? So that's a little tip I like to do. When I'm on A, I kind of like to chill over here by the tree. When I'm moving over here by E, I like to run the trenches a lot. You know, usually they'll spawn up on the hill up here, so I'm usually watching that spot if they're going to spawn out over here. And then again, I will place dynamite in certain key positions as well too. So that's basically my little tip of how I like doing things. Of course, this is all through the assault player's lens. You know, but you know, you'll figure things out the more you keep grinding out whatever class you like using, guys. So just keep grinding out your class. I try to give more of a, you know, perspective more of how the map plays out, because I think if you understand how the map plays out more, you'll do better in the game. So that's basically it, guys. Just want to give you guys a run through on that. Try to give you guys some tips, and again, this is a perspective how to play this map better, because I think if you understand the map and how it plays, you'll do well on this map. So thanks again for watching, guys. If you lasted this long, I appreciate you guys being here, and have a good one.